Hello and welcome back to Misty Island. In the last episode, this little group of heroes started up on their journey to break the new curses on James and Eugene. They also learned from Audrey that her grandfather Walter is still alive, so they know that they might have an ally if they can find him up at the fortress on the top of the mountain. But before then, they of course need to gather supplies and do what they can to help the others. And they traveled back to Iveria's house last time and found out that her spellbook and her cauldron are both gone. They're gonna have to share the cauldron and spellbook that Krudius has been using, and that's why they have also returned now to the Cresclum house. So they're gonna go inside, and Krudius is going to, he's gonna abandon these so that Iveria can use them instead. So he's gonna lead the way inside. And while they are doing that, I think that Roger is actually gonna just settle down here in the sitting room and maybe play a bit of piano, do something fun. And I think also that Audrey wants to freshen up a bit. She's in the house now. Of course, she is safe and sound and knows that Krudius won't leave without her now, so she's gonna use the bath upstairs. Iveria is gonna follow Krudius downstairs. Right, so he's going to abandon this. And he's also gonna abandon this. It's just temporary, so that Iveria can claim. And claim that. So he's gonna change in color as well to look a lot more like a good witch's stuff. And she's gonna start by checking the abilities here. So you can see that she is level 9 in her magic skill, so she's not as advanced as Krudius, but she's still quite powerful. And her alignment is completely in the white, so she's, max good, you could say. So she's got all of these good spells that she can do. So this is one of the spells that she might be able to use to make the broken marriages well again, is what she's theorizing. It's the Macto Amicus. New friendships are best. They put hate to the test. Give a shove for a hug. Make their enemies rest. So that's not exactly a love spell, but that can at least make the couples be friends with each other again and hopefully rekindle that which was lost. So in that case, she's gonna need the Dragon Scales, Essence of Light, Mystic Dust, and the Crystallized Moonbeams. So taking a look at what she already has on her, she's gonna need Mystic Dust, basically, is what's most urgent. So she's gonna go ahead and start by making Mystic Dust twice. And let's start with that. Krudius could use a shower, actually, and some fun. So I think that he's gonna head upstairs again. Just gonna do this so we can actually go through the bookshelf again. There we go. And he can take a bath in here and then settle down to read something. He can pick up one of Anora's diaries again to just check if there's anything he's missed. Meanwhile, Roger is in here having a good time at the piano. So Iveria has actually finished with the reagents that she needed. She's got 10 Mystic Dust now, but I think that she's gonna continue building up a bit more things that she needs. I think Essence of Light is a good idea as well. And meanwhile, Krudius and Audrey are back here in their comfortable armchairs, sitting reading together, spending some time and, bonding again. This has started to turn into their favorite spots in the house, sitting next to each other, just calmly reading and, being close to one another. And this is also something new to Krudius, being comfortable around someone, to be able to relax and do his own thing, but be close. him and Wulfric rarely did things like this just for fun. Wulfric was very much all business, and he mostly put Krudius to work. It wasn't much that kind of warmth there. So this kind of warm family feeling is quite new to him, and something that he started to cherish as well. So Iveria is actually done with that as well. So she's got quite a bit of that, and I think that maybe I should just take another look here if there's anything else that she might want to do. Looks like dragon scales are actually used quite a lot as well, so I think that she's gonna also make some dragon scales now that she actually has the opportunity. Why not take this advantage? Great, so she's done, and I think that she's gonna go ahead and abandon these as well again, so that Krudius can start using them again. And she's gonna head upstairs. There we go. And I think that she's gonna do something for fun. So she's gonna go in here and dance a little while. And I think that Krudius actually also probably needs to stock up on some things. The mystic dust is starting to run low again, for one thing. So yeah, I think that he's also gonna head downstairs then. And I think that Audrey is a bit suspicious around Iveria. She does remember her from being young, but she was very, very young at that point. So she does remember her from being friends with her mother, but she's also seen the way that Iveria keeps casting glances at Krudius, and she's starting to feel like there's some competition here now, that she's trying to take him away from her. So she actually avoids her at this point. She doesn't want to be in the same room then. So she's actually gonna follow Krudius instead down into the basement and sit with him while he's brewing. So she's also gonna go ahead and bring the chair again, like last time. Oh, looks like Iveria is a little bit shy. She's doing that shy dance, you know. So Krudius is done here with the mystic dust. He's got 8 of them now, so I think that's fine for now. So I think that they can head upstairs again. Right, so I'd say that they are pretty much ready to leave again, to try casting the spells on Eugene and James. And I think that they're gonna start by going to the Warthorns that they only just left. So they're gonna head out. So they're all appearing here at the Warthorns house, and they're walking inside to see if they can find James. And they can see him through the door opening, sitting once again alone here in the couch. So they're all gonna head inside. And they're all gonna greet him. And Krudius is gonna go ahead and start by trying to cast the Purgo Magnus spell on him and see if that actually helps with anything. And it looks like it actually did do something. So Roger is gonna go up to James and crack a joke, see if he's more, friendly this time around. And they can see that James is listening to the joke, he's engaging, he's starting to act his old normal self. And he actually also laughs at the jokes, so things seems to be back to normal. James is not reacting negatively to all social interactions anymore, so Krudius' part seems to have worked. And it's Iveria's turn to try her magic and see what happens. So she's gonna attempt the Macto Amicus spell, and it's gonna be directed at Carolyn. Because as you can see here, if you take a look, is that they actually have a negative relationship right now, and he's furious with her. And similarly, she's actually also furious with him. So this is what we're gonna see if Iveria can attempt to repair with her magic. Right, so something was working, and you can see that actually James is walking upstairs. And Caroline is currently upstairs reading to her two little boys. So hearing someone on the stairwell, she's gonna put away the book. James is coming here to give her a friendly hug. And if you take a look again at the relationship, looks like for James, it has been neutralized. But for Caroline, it's still very much in the negative. So she's actually gonna go ahead and slap him. What are you thinking? Are you trying to make fun of me? Are you trying to make things worse? And yeah, of course, he's also angrily retaliating. So things are pretty much back to where they were, and James is gonna furiously walk back downstairs and sit down in his couch. And of course, the others could hear the shouting coming from upstairs. So they know that, unfortunately, this did not work. So Krudius is gonna tell Iberia that, well, we tried. At least part of it was working. And Iberia is suggesting that let's go to the Whittains and try the same thing on Eugene. Maybe their personalities are clashing too much for this to actually work. Maybe Norma's calm personality is gonna make this work a lot better. So let's make a second attempt, see what happens. And they agree to head over to the Whittains instead. So they're arriving, and they're gonna head straight into the house again. And coming in here, Krudius and Roger sees at once that Eugene is sitting in the study, reading up on something, so they're gonna head inside. And seeing them, Eugene is going to put away the book, and Krudius is gonna ready himself for casting the spell again, and hopefully it will be successful once more. So he's gonna aim his wand and cast the Purgum Magnus spell. They're gonna do the same test again. Roger's gonna go up to him and crack a joke. Let's see what happens. Similarly to James, Eugene seems more like himself. He's following along in the story, and throughout Roger's joke, he actually breaks down and has a laugh about it and seems to be back to his normal self again. So with those high hopes, Iberia is also gonna go ahead and try her luck with her spell. And of course, it's gonna be directed at Norma this time. There we go, and he's gonna head towards Norma, and she's of course out in the garden as usual. And Eugene is coming up to her, and is gonna go ahead and give her a hug. And I think that Norma is very shocked at this, like, why all of a sudden? This was nice, but what are you thinking? She's still furious with him as well, even though for Eugene, he's neutral with her again. And I think that Norma is actually going to try and see what happens if she is the first one to apologize. No, whatever I did, please forgive me, please let's not fight, this is tearing me apart. And Eugene is of course more amicable now than he's been. So she's still a bit angry with him, she's still upset about the situation, but at least they're back to point blank now. They're back to zero, but they're not in a good place at all. So the curse seems to still be active on them, and yeah, even though it was somewhat successful for this couple, it's still an issue. So Norma's gonna continue with her plants and Eugene is gonna head back in here. So Iveria is gonna ask Eugene about how it went. And he tells her that, sure, we apologized and we're back to friends. And she says, friends? Don't you mean husband and wife? And Eugene is like, of course not. We're getting a divorce. We're not attracted to each other. We're not in love. Why would that happen? So they all know that it was not very successful. They seem to have calmed down the household at least, but it's not back to normal. So Iveria is gonna go up to Krudius and tell him that, well, this was somewhat of a failure. I guess we will have to confront Agrith about this and try to make her break the curse and bring things back to normal. And Krudius is like, how do you figure we do that? And Iveria says that maybe we can talk her into it. Maybe she can see reason if we just explain. And everyone is like, no way, that's not gonna work. You know Agrith, don't you? She will not listen to anything we have to say. Even Audrey is saying that that's a terrible idea. But Krudius has an idea. He mentions that, another way to break curses is to remove the witchiness, like make someone not be a witch or warlock anymore. I've actually happened to have a bottle of Witch Begone on me, and if maybe we can make her drink that. And Iveria says, well, that could work if we can somehow trick her to drink that. Maybe we can spike her drink or something. And Krudius says, yeah, maybe we can see what we can do. But he also is a realist and says that if that won't work, there's another option. And I know you won't like it, but another way to break these kinds of curses is if the spellcaster dies, then all the dark curses will be broken with them. There's no magic to keep the curses alive anymore. And well, of course, Iveria is like, we're not killing anyone, that's not an option. And Roger solemnly says that we might not have the option to choose. It might come to worst, when we confront her, and we need to be ready for that. Krudius, of course, remembers his battle with Wulfric, his old master, and how very near he came to ending his life and becoming a dark warlock and going down the spiral of losing himself in the process. And he knows that might be where he ends up now as well. He might be pushed into a situation like that, and being just two magic users that's gonna confront Agrith, he knows that Iveria is never going to have the strength to kill anyone, and if someone has to make that hard decision, Krudius is aware that it's gonna be up to him. So he's readying himself for that, but he's not feeling good about it in the least, and he gets this heavy feeling in his stomach just thinking about it. So they all agree that they're gonna go with the potion option, the middle ground. They're gonna do what they can to spike Agrith's drink or trick her into drinking it or something to make that happen. But if they want to confront Agrith, of course they need to stock up on some supplies first. They've used up quite a bit now trying to break these curses, and they need to be ready for anything. So they're gonna go ahead and head back to the Crestclum house to build up what they can in preparation for that fight. And that is where we will leave them for today.